Hey everybody, I'm going to try to get 4 books in 5 minutes, so I'm going to talk pretty fast. I have 4 of them meeting common curriculum mandates, reading literature 4 and 6. Reading literature 6 is a mandate for international literature or analyzing literature from a distinct, diverse perspective. I chose Inside Out and Back Again by Tana Lai. The reading index, the readability index for this text is actually 3rd through 5th grade. I think this is mostly because the English is put in poetic verse, and it's from the perspective of a student who's learning English for the first time. So we literally read her phonetic and semantic mishaps throughout. She's in Vietnam when the war infiltrates her town and she's forced to come to the U.S. as a refugee. She's placed in California for a while, and then in Alabama, where she says, quote unquote, "No one would believe me, but at times I would choose wartime in Saigon over peacetime in Alabama." In Alabama, she faces significant struggles fitting in and faces bullying. The book is a great one for discussing that. I chose to extract the papaya tree as a symbol from the novel because she uses it to remember Vietnam in the best way and to cope with her changes by growing a papaya tree in her own yard. Another book I chose for the diverse literature perspective mandate is Chinua Achebe's No Longer at Ease. This is the sequel to Things Fall Apart. Things Fall Apart is pretty well known, I think. The sequel is just as good. I chose the British flag and the Igbo flag, juxtaposed, because this book deals with transcultural pressures. It follows Obi Okonkwo, the main character from Things Fall Apart, to undergraduate school in London, England. He comes back to Nigeria and has to try to use that almost useless degree. There, it deals with the political corruption of Nigeria. He eventually accepts bribes to function in the politically corrupt society. He can't marry the woman he loves because she's from a lower class. His mother dies. The novel faces a lot of challenges adolescents can relate to. The readability is 7th grade. The interest level is 8th. Middle school book. Clearly, I would bump it up to high school, depending on my class, obviously, because I could talk about sociological paradigms, and that's upper level thinking, but I would love to talk about superstructure with this novel. To meet common curriculum mandate 4, which focuses on, as you probably have already been told, the connotative and denotative meanings of text or the cumulative effect of meaning because of word choice, I chose Walt Whitman's Leaves of Grass. This edition's a little shoddy, and actually a lot of them are. I tried to find one that wasn't like this at the library, and there weren't, probably because it's so widely read and loved. The collection of poems is categorized into 3 sections, one of the self, one of heterosexual friendship and love, and one of male homosexual friendship and love. I chose to extract the calamus. Well, this isn't a calamus plant. In the book, the leitmotif is the calamus plant. It's a phallic symbol. But plants are used, nature throughout. Woestman obviously was a romantic poet, so I chose some earthy colors here to represent that. The readability of this text is college graduate. The Flush Kincaid is 15.4, so this would be a way to put some challenge into your students' coursework and give them something just out of reach, which is Vykotski's zone of proximal development theory, so it works out. The last one I chose for the Common Core mandate 4, is probably my favorite, except that Leaves of Grass is up here. It's very close. It's called Somewhere in the Darkness by renowned YA lit author Walter D. Myers. 15-year-old Jimmy is going about his familiar life when his estranged father shows up, having been just released from prison, and decides that it's of vital importance that the two of them cross-country road trip so that his father can prove to Jimmy his innocence. Jimmy's a lot less interested in that. It's really about his father finding himself and Jimmy being tugged along the watch, which makes Jimmy sort of a parentified child. In fact, the aspirin is there to represent Jimmy's parentified child role and to contrast with the other symbol of the saxophone. Both of these are items that his father uses throughout the novel. His father loves the saxophone, loves to play, would have been a musician, kind of like his missed opportunity, symbol of missed opportunity. And the aspirin is that grounding fact in his life that his body is worn out early from violence and work. So the readability of this text is 7th grade. It's appropriate for middle schoolers, definitely. It's very emotionally engaging and provocative. I would use it in high school. So those are my 4 novels. I hope you've enjoyed them. Thanks.